Hello all, I'm Lanka, Assistant Professor of English, St. Joseph's College of Arts and Science, Cuddalore. So I'm back again with a new video, and in this video we'll be discussing the poem Flecknoe written by John Dryden. John Dryden was a 17th century English poet, literary critic, translator, and playwright. His first important poem was Heroic Stanzas, published in 1659. It was a eulogy on the death of Oliver Cromwell, Lord Protector of the British Isles from 1653 till his death in 1658. Dryden became England's first poet laureate in 1668. His literary presence in Restoration England was so strong that this period in literary circles is referred to as the Age of Dryden. So here are a few of his significant works, and I've also mentioned Flecknoe, which was published in 1682. Here's a famous quote from Dryden'S Aurangzeb, a restoration drama based loosely on Aurangzeb, the then reigning Mughal emperor of India. This is the last drama that Dryden wrote in rhymed verse. Okay. Let's look into just how the poem Flecknoe came to be written, having seen a few facts about John Dryden. Flecknoe is a personal satire on a fellow poet of Dryden, Thomas Shadwell. He was a popular poet during Dryden's time and had also been his disciple at one point. They had often fought about drama and poetry. Their quarrel rose from their different estimates of the genius of Ben Jonson. Dryden preferred the comedy of wit and repartee of Shakespeare, whereas Shadwell preferred the humorous comedy of Ben Jonson. They also disagreed over the true purpose of comedy, rhymed plays, and also over plagiarism. They differed in their politics as well. Dryden was a Tory and Catholic, whereas Shadwell was Whig and Protestant. The basis of this satire, which represents Shadwell as a literary dunce, was a disagreement between him and Dryden over the quality of Ben Jonson's wit. Dryden thought Jonson lacked this quality, but Shadwell regarded Jonson with uncritical reverence. As the story goes, Dryden's work, The Medal, was answered satirically by Shadwell's Medal of John Bayes. Dryden retaliated with Flecknoe. This popular satire has 218 lines of rhyming couplets and many references to Dryden's contemporaries. In Flecknoe, Shadwell's abilities as a literary artist and critic are ridiculed so ludicrously and with such good-humoured contempt that his reputation has suffered ever since. Before we start discussing the poem, I'd just like to explain what is meant by satire. Satire is the use of humor irony, exaggeration, or ridicule to expose and criticize people's stupidity or vices, particularly in the context of contemporary politics and other topical issues. So here I'm given a few examples of famous satires. We have Alexander Pope's Don Quixote, George Orwell's Animal Farm, and T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland, one of the most popular poems of all time. So now that we have discussed what is satire, now let's see what is mock heroic satire. Mock heroic satire imitates the style of heroic literature to satirize an unheroic subject, that is, an absurd and comically exaggerated imitation. Here we have a few examples of such mock heroic satires. One is Lord Byron's Don Juan. You can say Don Juan or Don Juan or Don Juan, however you want to say it. And Alexander Pope's The Rape of the Lock and The Dunciad. Alright, so now we come to summary proper. The poem begins with Richard Flecknoe's decision to find a worthy successor for his throne. Flecknoe became the king of nonsense at a very young age. He ruled for many years, and when it was time to choose a successor, he decides that Thomas Shadwell is mature in dullness and the only one who is confirmed in full stupidity. Flecknoe was a well-known dunce, but his son Shadwell is the ultimate dunce. At the beginning of the poem, Shadwell swears that till death true dullness he would maintain, and that he would never deviate from dullness to wit. Shadwell takes the throne in a district of Augusta, that is London. Nearby is a nursery for children who will be trained to become actors. Only the dull plays of Shadwell will find an audience here. The plays of John Fletcher and Ben Jonson will never be staged here. Flecknoe and Shadwell sit on the throne. And here we have a mention of Ogilvy. Ogilvy is actually John Ogilvy, a British printer, translator, and a mediocre poet. On Shadwell's head is a wreath of poppies. Poppies are the source of opium, and the reference made for poppies here is Dryden pointing out to the drug that Shadwell used. From his left hand fly 12 owls, another mock heroic reference to 12 vultures that heralded the reign of ancient Rome's co-founder Romulus. Shadwell's father proudly hopes that his son's domain will one day encompass all the earth, and that he will produce new dull plays to delight the dim-witted. He advises Shadwell to trust his natural instincts so that dullness shall pour forth. He also suggests that Shadwell must be inspired by Ogilvy and himself and not by Ben Jonson. Flecknoe wonders if Shadwell should quit writing plays and devote himself to acrostics, or perhaps he should write songs and sing them to the accompaniment of a lute. While still speaking, Flecknoe disappears through a trapdoor. A wind carries his royal robe upward, and it falls upon the shoulders of the new king of nonsense, that is Shadwell, or Mac Flecknoe, for Mac means son of. So, to conclude our discussion, I'll just say a few words about Richard Flecknoe. Richard Flecknoe was a 17th century poet whose writing was ridiculed by some of his contemporaries like Andrew Marvell and John Dryden. Shadwell is mocked at, and his writings are portrayed as being worse than Flecknoe's. Flecknoe's works were dull, but Shadwell's is worse. Mac means son of, so Dryden names the poem as Mac Flecknoe, meaning son of Flecknoe. Although Shadwell's plays were popular in his time, today he is generally regarded by critics as a writer of small merit. On the other hand, Dryden is considered as one of the most prominent writers of English literature. Dryden takes ample revenge on Shadwell with this poem. It is filled with humorous contempt and is considered a masterpiece of satire. So here are some of the sites that I referred to, which you can go and look into for more details and for further reference. Okay, so thank you for watching and listening. If you found this video useful, please like, comment and share. I'm planning to do a line-by-line study and analysis of the same poem in the near future. So look forward for more videos. Stay safe, take care and God bless. Bye.